Okay, so here we are at Southern Vermont College, which is a pretty amazing place. We were up here a couple of days ago and just kind of walking around, killing some time, and I thought that it might be a good place for a couple of pictures, so that's what we're going to do today, and I'll see if I can give you a little bit of a view of the building here once we get beyond a couple of trees that are over to my left. Let's see if we can hold this camera somewhat steady. Pretty amazing place, not a typical college. When you tell people that you're going to a college to shoot some photos, I think they logically think of something a little bit different, but nonetheless it's quite an interesting place. We'll see if we can give you a little view of the building here. So that's kind of what the deal is. Again, pretty interesting place. If I'm not mistaken, I think that kind of the typical mansion story. One little old lady, I guess, lived here. I don't know, quite some time ago. I would imagine so. But that's it. It's actually a pretty small college. I have no idea how many students they have here, but what you see again is pretty much it. So not really sure if you're even going to see any of this, but I'm assuming you can probably get the gist of it. So anyway, back to the photo. Walked down here and saw a pretty cool vantage point. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. One of the problems that we have is I'm not sure if you can really tell, but the wind is actually blowing pretty good. There we go. There's a little shot of the flag to give you an idea of the wind. So, not too bad, but obviously not fantastic either, especially when you're taking 3 shots where you want everything to be in relatively the same place. So I was thinking maybe if we hiked down here a little bit and took a shot, maybe the movement in the trees wouldn't be so noticeable. So not really sure what we're gonna do. I know the video that you're looking at here is zoomed in pretty far, which actually it's actually out as far as it'll go, but nonetheless the photo probably won't look anything like that. So beautiful day that we have. Obviously it's blue sky. We got a couple of good clouds around. I have no idea if those clouds are coming or going, but anyway, we'll see how this turns out. So hiked across the field, well, not too far, but a little ways to get here, and I think maybe that we'll set up for something, maybe right around this area here. Maybe get some of those clouds over there in the shot, and obviously the school as well. The sun is pretty much directly overhead, which is fine. Looks like it's going to set behind that mountain when it finally does, but we still got quite a while before that happens. So see if we can get set up here for something, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we got everything all set up here, and what I'll do is I'll switch it over to live view here in a minute so you can kind of see how everything is framed. So kind of do a run through of the camera here. Pretty straightforward setup. Basically, it's a D90, and it's got a Sigma 1020 lens on it. Again, a fairly straightforward setup. Don't forget the magic cube here on top, which is an invaluable gadget for $7 or whatever it is. So a couple of the camera settings here. I don't really know how well we can see this or not. The blistering sun here is obviously not helping, but aperture priority looks like we've got it set at, well, let's make an adjustment here. Got it set at f8, which should work out pretty well. The first exposure is going to go off at 250, and we're bracketing 3 shots. Again, I'll see if I can don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but there's 3 shots, increment of 2. And of course we got the remote shutter release, which is obviously important. So I think that's about it with the settings. The ISO is set at low 2, or excuse me, low 1, I believe, on the D90, which I think is the equivalent of 100. So that's good, and I think that that's pretty much about it. We'll see if we can maybe show you the live view here, so you can kind of see how it's framed. And obviously you can't. I can tell that you can really see me in the reflection a little more than you can see anything else. So nonetheless, okay. So let's fire off 3 shots, and I'll try to hold the flip cam here a little closer, and you'll hear the 3 go off. Okay, so that's about perfect. We again fired off 3. We'll take a look at the histogram of the 3. So here's the 0, and you'll see that we did pretty good here. And here's the +2, which covered that. And here's the oops, wrong way. Here's the -2. So seemed to work out pretty well, I guess. And I think that should do it. And a little work in Photomatics and in Photoshop, and we should be in pretty good shape. Again, we're Southern Vermont College. It's in Bennington, Vermont. It's really quite a nice place, and I think that's going to do it. Maybe a couple of more before we leave, but that's the deal. So that's it, and talk to you soon.